What if I told you the most powerful religious leader in the world doesn't live like a king? He doesn't ride in luxury limos, doesn't dine on silver platters. He rides a bus, wears old shoes, washes the feet of prisoners. This is the story of Pope Francis, a man who defied tradition, broke barriers, and redefined what it means to lead the Catholic Church. Stick around, because what you're about to hear isn't just the story of a pope, it's the story of a revolution, born from humility. Jorge Mario Bergoglio was born in 1936 in Buenos Aires, Argentina. His parents were Italian immigrants, hard-working, devout Catholics who lived simply and valued community over comfort. Jorge was smart, quiet, a bit introverted, and he loved science. Before he ever wore the collar, he trained to be a chemist. But it wasn't a lab coat that called to him. It was the lives of those suffering around him. He saw faith not just as ritual, but as action. The church was not a fortress. It was a field hospital. In 1958, he joined the Society of Jesus, a Jesuit order built on intellect, discipline, and devotion. Jesuits aren't your average priests. They take vows of poverty. They're scholars and soldiers of social justice. And young Bergoglio? He embraced it fully. He taught literature and philosophy, lived among the poor, but his rise through the ranks wasn't smooth. During Argentina's dirty war in the 1970s, he faced criticism for not speaking out boldly enough against the military junta. And yet, he quietly worked behind the scenes to protect lives, shelter the persecuted, and preserve peace. He once said, "Reality is greater than ideas." He wasn't a man of slogans. He was a man of silent service. In 1998, Bergoglio became Archbishop of Buenos Aires. Most archbishops are chauffeured around. Not him. He took the bus. He didn't live in the fancy residence. He moved into a small apartment with an old heater and cooked his own meals. His message was always clear. A shepherd should smell like his sheep. When he was made cardinal in 2001 by Pope John Paul II, he told Argentinians not to come to Rome for the ceremony. "Give the money to the poor," he said. He wasn't just preaching humility. He was living it. March 13th, 2013. The papal conclave had gathered after the shocking resignation of Pope Benedict XVI. And then it happened. White smoke. Crowds roared. The world waited. Habemus Papam. They had chosen Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the first Jesuit pope, the first from Latin America, and the first to take the name Francis. It wasn't just a name. It was a mission. Saint Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of the poor, the outcast, and the earth. Francis didn't waste time. He rejected the luxurious papal apartment, choosing instead a humble guest house. He carried his own briefcase, paid his own hotel bill, wore his old black shoes. But he wasn't just changing optics. He was changing structures. He launched sweeping reforms, tackling the Vatican bank's shady finances, confronting clerical sexual abuse scandals, challenging the bureaucratic culture of secrecy and status. Inside the Vatican, not everyone was thrilled, but outside, millions felt seen, maybe for the first time. Pope Francis's message was clear and constant. Mercy over judgment, inclusion over exclusion, action over words. He spoke boldly on poverty and inequality, climate change, migrants and refugees, war and disarmament. And he opened conversations many never expected, welcoming divorced and remarried Catholics, reaching out to LGBTQ+ individuals, embracing interfaith dialogue with Muslims, Jews, and atheists alike. He wasn't rewriting doctrine, but he was reshaping the church's tone. Not everyone saw Pope Francis as a hero. Some conservative factions accused him of sowing confusion or diluting church teachings. They wanted tradition, certainty, structure. But Francis? He insisted the church must be a place where wounds are healed, not where rules are enforced first. "Who am I to judge?" he said, when asked about gay priests. His simplicity inspired millions, but it also provoked deep internal resistance. Today, Pope Francis remains a force for compassion. Even into his late 80s, he travels, preaches, writes, and reforms. Whether you're Catholic or not, his story is hard to ignore. It's a reminder that leadership doesn't always wear gold robes. Sometimes, it wears worn-out shoes and walks among the people. His legacy isn't just written in papal decrees, it's etched in the lives he's touched. In a world of power, wealth, and division, Pope Francis chose simplicity, service, and love. From the streets of Buenos Aires to the heart of the Vatican, he reminds us that sometimes the most radical thing a person can do is care. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story if it moved you. Let us know in the comments what surprised you most about Pope Francis.